Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. Hey there, Star Wars Destiny folks, and happy Halloween. Obviously, this will be going up Monday morning, but I hope your Halloween went well. My family and I were going as minions, and we're headed out trick-or-treating here in a little bit, so I'm all ready to go. But in the meantime, we just got the reprint list. You can see there 4 hours ago. So I want to talk about Echoes of Destiny 2.0. Big changes, exciting changes, good changes. Let's run through it. Hey folks, so thanks for tuning in. So interesting thing today. Obviously, I'm wearing the costume because we're going out trick-or-treating here in a couple hours with my son. My wife made the hats. We got the whole family costume thing going on. He's, my son's year and a half old, so he's kind of toddling around, perfect minion. So anyway, you get the gist. Now, we're kind of on limited time here because my son just went down for a nap. So we'll run as long as we can. Also, it's in the middle of the day, non-ideal conditions. My neighbor's mowing his lawn and stuff, so I apologize for that in the backyard. Or in the background. But yeah, like I said, this dropped very recently, and I wanted to kind of run through it because this is a big deal, right? And I do realize, and yes, this will come out tomorrow, Tuesday. We did get spoilers. I wanted to cover the Mace spoilers as well as the Commander Cody spoilers from both. Anyway, both from last week. But those will come out tomorrow because I think this is more important. I do, right? So. This is a big deal. So they open up. So this is Elrathian. So Elrathian put this one together. It's actually pretty well written. I mean, that's not really a surprise there. But so the first reprint list, he kind of addresses it. Basically says, yeah, it was a Destiny's Greatest Hits album, and links to the old one. And I mean, you guys can read it. But basically, they said that they wanted to take a lot more care in putting together something that was better. And the way that they did that, or their guidelines, their guiding principles, was stability. Having staples, right? I mean, I think we all get the staples thing. I think a healthy ecosystem. When choosing which cards to add to the reprint list, we paid attention to how its insertion would affect the overall ecosystem of available cards. How many burn cards, how many mill, how many removal, right? I mean, it was very clear. The old one was very, very removal heavy with easy pickings and tangle, plus all the other stuff that was there. They're pretty much adhering to the color faction balances stuff. I mean, that makes sense as well. And then the whole thing's involved there, meshes with future design set vision, right? They're not going to shoot themselves in the foot. Makes sense to me. So they have a video. I actually did not know they had their own YouTube, but they do. So it looks like they've got 20 subs, so go check them out. And I'm not subscribed, but let's do that right now. I can't do... Okay, well, I'll have to do it later. I can't do it. There we go. All right, now we're subscribed. Woohoo! All right. So you can go watch their video, but we're going to run through it here. So I did try to get the zoom on this correct. It's a little hard to see on the battlefield just because of the way it's stretched. But Carbon Freezing Chamber is in. Comm Tower is in. Command Center Lothal is in, right? Remember, that's the Mill 2. That one actually was reprinted in Convergence, right? So FFG determined it needed to be there. One I'm very, very happy to see come back is Rebel War Room. One I'm surprised made it through was the special, I'm forgetting, Emperor's Throne Room. Thank you. Throne Room. That's one where you turn a die to a special and resolve it. War Room is the one where you resolve a die, you don't have for free. You don't have to pay its cost. And then the last one is Rift Valley, which is very, very interesting because I love it. I love the call, but it's the Talisman battlefield, right? It's the Witches battlefield with the odds. Perfect. So characters, this one's big. This one's big. So we have Ayla, Master. So remember, Ayla's 912, right? For a long time she wasn't, but she's 912 again. We have Master Luke. We do have Rey. So actually, one thing I do want to point out here, which is important. It's so important that it's important. 2-player set guys are all in, right? So we have Rey, Poe, we have Kylo, and we have Phasma. I really think that's a good idea. You guys know I've advocated for that in the past. I don't know whether it was my feedback or not. I think it's just because it makes freaking sense, right? So good job. Thank you guys for doing that. I think it's a really smart thing to do because people are still finding that product out there and coming in. Excellent, excellent, excellent choice. I mean, Kylo's kind of a bummer to have in, but like, as long as we're not messing with his points, I think he's going to be fine, right? So I think this is a good decision. I think it was a great decision. Not I think. It was a great decision. Good job. All right, so we have Master Luke, we have Rey, Kylo, Mother Talzin's back. I like that for the witches. I was surprised to see, and not in a negative way, but I was surprised to see Seventh Sister. I think that's kind of cool. The Clone Trooper is back. Now, I am kind of skipping ahead, but we've seen cards spoiled already that use Clone Trooper dice, which granted, they being ARH have set the precedent where they bring in like Redemption, right? Brings in Medical Droid, even though Medical Droid wasn't technically allowed. And they've used, so I guess that's what I was, my argument was going to be, it's a good idea to bring the Clone Trooper back because you're using his die. But then I guess they've set the precedent that they don't necessarily mind that. So anyway, but I like Clone Trooper being back. It's a really good die, really good character. It's going to fit. And also, right, this next set is Clone Wars themed. So you kind of need clones for that, right? Rose is interesting. Rose never saw a ton of play, right? Like I think Trader played her, and I know that like DOS and some of the Artificery guys, they were playing her in like that. It was an Ayla Rose Yoda? Gungan, maybe? That can't be right. Something like that. But you guys know, and that was in like Legacy's meta. Anyway, First Order Stormtrooper, that one's should have been a given, but it is in. Thrawn, OG Thrawn, right, which is interesting. We should, at this point, just like put Elrathion's face over that, I think. So Anakin is in. That one I'm a little worried about. That little dude is cheap. He's effective, very, very effective. 3 money sides. That one I'm worried about. Cassian's back, which is cool. Being 14 points, I mean, he's not very beefy by today's health standards, but like the dude can output damage, the dude can mill. I like it. Hired gun, that's cool. I don't really know about that one yet, but that's kind of cool. Greedo, that one was already there. Do note that he was on there to kind of facilitate Vader TTB, but Vader TTB is not on here anymore. Guavian Enforcer. It's a throwback, right? I mean, Guavian Enforcer is like a legit good character, right? Because he's got the high health. And then Beckett, which is cool. I do like Beckett. So overall, I think it's really hard. Some of these characters I don't really see the angle yet. But I don't think they're bad choices. I just don't see the angle yet. So my guess would be that I think there's a plan there, right? Because like I said, I don't exactly see like the link, but I think there's a plan there. So that's solid. All right, moving down to supports, we have BB-8 and Black One. Both of those are very clearly, in my opinion, those are both very clearly done because of Poe. And fair enough. Remember, we still have CM Poe, who is really good with Black One. Suppressive Fire, good card. Bubble Shield, that's a really good call. The Hailfell Tank, that's concerning. The Separatist Landing Craft, I have to say, is a little concerning to me because of the Separatist Embargo ship or whatever it is, right? The one that we saw with the new Tarkin spoiler where you can play stuff from your discard. Gotta be honest, I'm a little worried about the Separatist Landing Craft with that. I mean, there's a legit deck with Tarkin recycling droids. Like that's that's kind of scary, right? So we'll have to see what the smart Destiny players do with that one. But like that was always the thing with Separatist Landing Craft was like, we're like, oh, but you can recycle it. And there never was a great way to do it. But like now you have a support that legit lets you do it every turn. And like you have Tarkin with 2 focus and like he'll let you, anyway. That one's scary. Anakin's Pod Racer comes back, which I think makes perfect sense with Anakin. That doesn't make it any less scary. So I'll have to see where they go there. I think bringing back the 4-drop Falcon was a great call. Bringing back Hound's Tooth with its big money sides in today's environment is risky, I think. We do have that's the OG slave. Is that the OG slave one? I don't know. I tried zooming in, right? If I zoom in, yeah, right. That's actually zooming in because it tries it. So it's just the way the web works. I think no. Oh, it's the gray one. So that's the one from the Boba starter. That's the one that lets you re-roll the PA to re-roll. I mean, I'll put it up. Yeah, right here. I'll put it up, but that's the one that lets you re-roll and then do removal. Awakening is kind of cool. Binds is a given, and then this one, the modified Hawk. I think there's some gamesmanship around that, so that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. There's some. I have to be honest. Like the Hailfire, I'm pretty worried. I was already pretty worried. I mean, we hadn't seen it do huge things. I guess like its potential with Aphros through the roof, right? We've talked about that, but these two are. I'm concerned about these two. This one with Anakin makes sense. We'll have to see what develops out of that. It's kind of scary also from a mill perspective, but. Getting Mill back is probably not the end of the world, especially if we're starting to deal with these guys. So I do see us, we're going to definitely move out of an aggro meta, I think. Upgrades are huge. There's a lot of really good stuff on here. Yeah, so the Turret's Bow is a good card. And I'm fine with it. We'll have to see where that goes. I mean, the special... Let's see what that does. Having Rey's lightsaber makes perfect sense to me with Rey. I mean, it just makes sense. Force Wave's really cool. And I think that's a really good way to bring AoE back and enable it for all factions. I think that's really smart. Again, you can see they're skewing towards starter cards also, which I also, right? But you can see they're skewing towards starter cards, which I think is smart because it facilitates stuff that is easy for people to get. Mind Probe is kind of, I don't know, like Mind Probe's scary, but like if you really put it in perspective, being a 4-drop with a blank, probably there's better choices out there. Crossguard makes perfect sense with Kylo. The Energy Bow is great. Obviously, if you're bringing back Seven Sister, that one's a no-brainer. Overkill was a reprint from Convergence, so bringing that back. F11D. With the special, remember the F11D is the one that dealt indirect before indirect was a thing, right? It was effectively a 2 indirect side, so that's kind of neat. But special allows you to do special things with it. Grand Moff, that was always a mill play. I mean, that's basically what it was abusing the snot at a command center, but they're bringing command center back, so it makes sense to have those two for villain mill. So we'll say dorsal, and was it the electro whatever? Both the mods. Those are really cool. Do note that Fire Spray was cut. Fire Spray was on Reprint 1.0, and it's cut. I kind of wish Fire Spray was back. I liked that with the mods, right? It kind of made it, but I mean, here or there, right? Riot Shield's a no-brainer. This one's really cool. I actually really like this card. It was a really functional card for red. I think it's really strong, right? Promotion. Sorry, I didn't name it. Holdout Blaster, you got to have Holdout Blaster. I can't imagine this game without Holdout Blaster. I love it. Thank you very much. Lone Operative. This is going on Bo-Katan straight up all day long. Like, we're going to Lone Operative the snot out of our bigs, right? Like, yeah, baby. Like, heck yeah. Artcaster, that's its name. I finally remembered. This is hidden. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll put it up. I don't remember what this one does. I'm sorry. I will put it up. I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't remember what that one does, but it's just because I can't remember the name in the moment. And like I said, we're shooting this in this time that we have. So Hunker Down is great. That's a great include. Van Braces is still here. Crime Lord is still here. And they bring back an On the Hunt as well. It's kind of some Awakenings throwbacks. Promotion and On the Hunt were kind of like the way to go. You could have I know why they didn't. You could have alternatively brought back, man, I'm really struggling, you guys. I'm sorry. What was the one with the special that like resolve a die, right? So you could special focus and then keep going on specials. I used to use it. Underworld something. Now anyway, I could have seen the argument for that one coming back as well, because I had the two plus ranged sides. Anyway, sorry, I'm really struggling on those one, you guys, and my apologies. Moving into plots. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the plots. Like, AR, fine for what it is, right? Because it's red. Espionage is interesting. No Allegiance, I don't like. Like, I don't like No Allegiance. I just don't like it. I don't think it's going to, because like Infus and stuff, I mean, we'll see what they do. And maybe that's the thing. Like, we'll see what they do with neutral characters. Maybe they have a bunch of neutral characters coming. So that could be relevant. But, you have to take note of that on future draft kits and stuff, right? If there are any future draft kits with neutral characters, you have to be careful there. And then solid, because Marin's neutral, right? So, is somebody making a play for, a busted Marin deck? Or, because those decks are already stupid. So, not Marin. Yeah, it's Marin, right? Yeah. And then Solidarity, yeah, I like Solidarity. That's a really cool plot. All right, events, there are a bunch of events, but Do or Do Not, so again, it's 2-player starter card. Create Dragon Howl is kind of cool. Lothwolf Bond is also just a cool card. Pacify's great. At Odds, getting in the odd theme. Beguile, I'm surprised Beguile made it in, because there's no lack of 2-drop stuff. But fair enough. High Ground is great, even if just for the meme. Lightsaber Pull, it surprises me as well. Enrage is hot. Isolation is good. Rise Again. In today's, I don't know. In today, it's not as hard to make money anymore. Rise Again seems pretty decent for your bigs. So that could be kind of cool. We'll have to see what bigs they have coming down the line. Witch Magic makes perfect sense with the odds package. Remove a light die, or remove a non-light die, makes sense. Block and dodge makes sense. Flank makes sense. Doubt is a little surprising, but I think probably villains do need it with, Pacify and stuff coming back. Commando Raid is freaking scary. That's really scary, right? Because you have 2 discard sides. You didn't used to have red 2 discards, and now you do. So Commando Raid is pretty scary. Field Medic. So I'm a little surprised Field Medic and First Aid. But maybe they've decided they needed First Aid because they're trying to push the mono red thing. So that's surprising. It's both of them. But I mean, Field Medic was a given. I think not only is it a given, it's a must, right? But First Aid's surprising because they have other stuff. They have a red card that came out of Redemption, I think, that's spot a red to heal, or spot any number of reds to heal that much from a character, right? So, there's plenty of stuff out there. So, I don't know. And then Automated Defense, I think we had talked about on here that actually made sense. Crash Landing, great. Endless Ranks, right? You can see there's a droid theme that they're pushing for here, right? So, because remember, when the Separatist Craft drops your guy, you can then Endless Ranks him back, but you can't just poop one out, but once you poop one out and he dies, you can bring him back, right? So I think there's a droid theme going on there. We have Probe. We have Strike Briefing. That's Best Defense. That's the second. Well, you guys know Best Defense. That's the second reprinting. Because I can't read these as well, so I'm just going off the art mostly. I don't know what that is. Sorry, guys. I can't zoom in, so it's just the way here. Oh, it's Against the Odds. Okay. So, sorry. All right, so Against the Odds. Defensive Racing. Negotiate. That's interesting. Negotiate. That's actually pretty good for hero, right? Remove one of your cruddy character dice, remove 2 of their dice. That's really, really good. course, a lot of the character dice we're seeing are pretty valuable, but, draw attention, find Electroshock. That's the second reprinting of Electroshock. That's Hasty Exit. I love that coming back. Remember Pyre, Craig and Pyre is still a thing, or Yellow Pyre is still a thing. Sabotage, okay. Truce, Fight Dirty. Interesting. Because do we have downgrades? No, there's no downgrades. Oh, interesting. But wait, I'm getting confused. Fight Dirty is the one where that one's not downgrade related. Sorry. Yeah, Fight Dirty is the one where you chuck. Okay, fair enough. And then the other two are... Oh, man, that's a throwback. Twin Shadows, that's the roll-in one. And then Loose Odds. Loose Ends, right? Both from, I think those are both. I think Twin Shadows is EAW, and then Loose Ends is Spirit of Rebellion. Very cool. All right, so, yeah. Tournament legal today. Tomorrow. The day you're viewing this, it's tournament legal. Like, you're good to go right now, right? November 1st, good to go. It'll be, the list 3 will be announced at a later time. Oh, so it makes sense they're doing it now. They're not going to edit it. So, it's cool, right? They're getting it to us now so we can actually evaluate spoilers in the new reprint list. That's kind of cool, right? And give people time to put things in context instead of basically having 2 sets dropped on release day of Unlikely Heroes. We're just only going to have 1 set now. So, this is really cool getting it to us earlier. Will future reprints deviate a lot? For in-person play, having to keep track of sort of standard players having to hunt down cards. So you plan to introduce just enough change to freshen up the format. Yeah, so basically if there's a problem card or something they define to be limiting, they'll rotate it out and backfill something. Makes sense. Does rotation quicken? No, because technically, no. It's on ARH-4 release. We all knew that. So, cool. So coming up, we have ARH-4 Unlikely Heroes. There's the release event, which, we all know will likely be that weekend because that's the tradition that's been established, right? And then release of, they'll redo the Holocron. And then December is super, super, super exciting. In December, we're going to get the new 2-player set, which is going to be awesome. So, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I know we just kind of ran down it and went through what was and wasn't. The events are a little harder to put into context, I think. Like some of those random ones, like Loose Ends and stuff like that. Those are a little harder to put into context in the broader sense. But I do have to say, I think there's some things. There's a lot of stuff on there that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. And there's a couple on there that you're like, that's interesting. And I don't think that's a bad thing, right? So, yeah, we'll have to see where this goes. I do have to say, I think of the stuff that I think the characters are really well done. I think the choices there are really well done. Some of the supports worry me. That Separatist landing craft. I'm just reading this right now, and these are all first takes. But I'm pretty sure that not Separatist embargo, but you know what I mean, right? I'll put it up. It's the new one we just saw with Tarkin that lets you play a support from your discard pile -1. Pair that with Tech Team. That looks like you might be able to poop out a lot of health, right? So, you combine that with a support deck, obviously, because you don't care about character dice and you're just trying to survive while you roll overwhelming. It seems like a real thing. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes. So, anyway, like I said, folks, thanks for tuning in. Looks like we made it through before everything else melted down. So that's good. Let me know what you guys are thinking. What cards are you excited about? What cards are you concerned about? Which cards are you surprised about? Let me know. Am I crazy for being worried about Hellfire and Separatist Landing Craft? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great Monday. Great rest of your week. I'll be back tomorrow for spoiler review. Maybe we'll get more spoilers in the meantime. I don't know. But I'll be back tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Go Commando.